Hey friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. It is, well, I think it's just lovely out there tonight. I love this weather. It's officially winter. Well, not officially winter, but it's cold enough that Steve and I turned on the heat last night. And so yeah, I guess fall is entering into its last stages and we're heading into winter, which is great. I appreciate it. But it's nice in here and it's Shabbat, so it doesn't really matter what the weather is. We can enjoy Shabbat here together. All right, let's begin. We'll start with benching Licht, and so Marilyn's going to bench Licht. And you can follow along on page 2 and page 3.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotzav v'tzivanu ahad l'fnei shel Shabbat.
Thank you. All right, page 9, we'll continue. Let's read responsibly, page 9 at the top. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain.
On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before His creation.
There are days when we act as if we care nothing for the rights of others.
On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal.
So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. Let's continue together on page 20, a song from the Mystics of Tzfat, way back 1600s, 1700s, when they were busy inventing what we consider modern mysticism or Kabbalah. Page 20, Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nikabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat Nikabela. Shambo v'zachor v'dibor echad, Yishmi'ahanu el hamichad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shem ol tiferet v'li tila, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor ha'bracha, Merosh mikedem nehesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela, Mikdash melech ir melucha, Kumitzi mitov hafecha, Rav kolach shevet b'yemecha b'cha, Hu yachamol alai chemla, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Ito Komi, Livshi b'dei tifarte kambi, Al yad benishai beit halachmi, Korba el nafshi ge'ala, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Itorari, itorari, Ki va'orek kumi ori, ori, shir daveri, Kevod Adonai alaych nidla, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. lo tevoshi, velo tikomi, mahatish tochachi matehemi, bach yechesu, ani ami, v'nihiv nita'ir al tila, lecha dodi likra kala, v'nei shabbat nikabela, v'hayu l'shivsa shohosayich, v'rahachaku kol mevalayich, yasis alayich Elohayich, ki himsos chatan al kala, lecha dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, yamin u'smol tifrotzi, v'et Adonai ta'aritzi, al yaharish ben partzi, v'nihi smecha v'nagila, lecha dodi likra kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'sola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, lecha dodi likra kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Page 22, let's continue. Let's read the outdented paragraph together, some verses from Psalm 92. A song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. With a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together, you have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai, how very subtle your designs. The brute cannot know, the fool cannot understand this. Tzadik katamar yifrach, ke'erez balvanon yiskeh shetulim b'beit Adonai. B'chatzrot Eloheinu Yahafrichu Ojnubun B'Seiva Deshenim V'Ra'ananim Yiyu Lehagi Ki Yashar Adonai Suri below Avlatabo. Page 24. We'll welcome the angels as they come to spend Shabbat with us. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Yihi Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mihi melech, malachei amlachim hakadosh, baruch hu. Baruch hu ni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mihi melech malachei amlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Seitchem l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mihi melech malachei amlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Please rise, page 146, Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai Mevorach. Baruch Adonai Mevorach, Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated, page 147. Let's read those three paragraphs in English together. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish. But your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Page 148, let's read responsibly in the English. In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are addressed by the world. In each age we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment the knowing heart is filled with wonder. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levacha, ubechol nafshecha, ubechol meodecha. V'hayu advarim ha'ele, asher Anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam. V'shivtecha v'beitecha, uvlektecha v'aderech, uv'shoktecha uv'kumecha, uv'shartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu l'totafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uv'isharecha, leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, V'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 151. Let's continue and let's read responsibly in English. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all. Before our eyes, there's a vision of perfection, order, and goodness. When will redemption come? Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learn God's presence for these times and events that we celebrate the power of His.
Up of 152. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nohora tehilot, ohusei fele, malchutecha ra'u banecha, v'okeyam lifnei Moshe, Zeli anu bi'amruhu, Adonai yimloch li'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, u'ga'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Top of 153, the first two lines of Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. And let's read together in English. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Over all we love. over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Page 154 at the top, Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש שבת ויהי נפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Please rise. We're on page 155, the beginning of the Amidah. We'll chant 155, 156, and 157 together, and then we'll go silently. And during the silent Amidah, you can finish the prayer in English, you could finish it in Hebrew, or meditate and daven your own personal prayer. But we're going to begin together on 155. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu b'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot, U'mei Goel B'nei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magin, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magin Avraham, Nizrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayim Eitim Atarav L'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayim Eitim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofech Oholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayim Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha V'Givurot, U'Midol Melach, Melech Mimit U'Mechayeh, U'Matzliach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman Ata L'Chayot Eitim, Baruch atah Adonai, v'chayei amen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Continue middle of page 160, 160. Let's read together in English. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, v'kadesh ha-shabbat. Page 163, a little bit of Hoda'ah, a little bit of Thanksgiving. And let's read responsively 163 at the top. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
Strengthening to improve the world with our hearts and our hands.
For the desire in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
Like nation and harmony, unity for the hope of tomorrow. All praise to the source of these.
Let's close out on 164 with a prayer for peace. In the evening, it's Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon Lechol hashalom, ki atahu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha, tasim leolam. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai hamevarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Praise are you, Adonai, who blesses your people, Israel, with peace. We're going to jump ahead to page 253. 253, one of the prayers for healing. Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu, Mikor habracha, Laimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu, mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Page 258, prayers of our community. At the top of 258, prayer for our congregation. Mr. Vice President, how about that prayer for us? Top of 258.
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion in prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction. And may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levacha v'yirah na'avod. Maury, how about the prayer for our country?
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit.
Amen. Shalom, shalom Yerushalayim, Yishlo Havayich. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. Avinu Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael V'Golo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Cheshit Tzmicha Geulatenu. Hagen Aleha B'Efrat Chastecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha, Ushlach Orcha V'Amitecha, V'Rasheha Sareha V'Yoetzeha, V'Taknem Be'etza Tova Milfanecha, V'Natata Shalom Ba'aretz, V'Simchat Olam Liyoshveha, V'Namar. Amen. Judy, you want to read the prayer for Israel in English?
O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shielded beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there.
Amen.
Amen. All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. This week's Torah portion is Chaye Sarah, often translated the life of Sarah, but it's actually, Chaim is a plural noun, and it can be translated as lives, the lives of Sarah. Because she had a long life, and there was a lot of action going on there. She dies at 127, and the rabbis, the commentators teach us that she died because of the events surrounding the Akedah, the binding of Isaac, which we read last week. Abraham didn't tell her what he was going to do. He just left. He took Isaac, and when she found out what he was up to, the rabbis say that she dropped dead. But we do know that she and Abraham, after the Akedah, never spoke again. Abraham wants to bury her, and he does. It's been a couple of days, and he winds up in Hebron, and he wants to buy a cave that is sitting on a piece of land. And he negotiates with Ephron the Hittite, and Ephron offers him as a gift. Says, here, don't take it, take it, take it. Abraham refuses multiple times because he knows gifts can be rescinded. And he then, Ephron says, well, what's 400 shkalim between friends? And Abraham says, sold. So he buries her at Machpelah and thus owns a piece of the land of Canaan. This is the land that God promised Abraham, and he'll promise Isaac, and he'll promise Jacob that God will give to us. But Abraham has this, I don't know, maybe he didn't trust God, or maybe it was just Abraham's nature, but he wanted to buy a little piece of the land in case God decided that wasn't going to happen, that we weren't going to inherit that land. So regardless of whether or not there's a state of Israel, we own a little piece of the rock at Machpelah. Abraham then decides it's time that Isaac marries, and he decides that Yitzchak cannot marry a Canaanite woman. So he sends Eliezer, his most trusted servant, to Haran, Abraham's homeland, and to bring back an appropriate woman. And Eliezer, as he's on his way, asks God for a sign, right? Because there are going to be a lot of beautiful women there. There are going to be a lot of people when they find out that Abraham, who is a great and wealthy tribal lord, his son is up for grabs. A lot of them are going to come. So he says to God, if you give me this sign, the woman who comes up to me and offers not only to give me water, but that offers to water my 10 or 12 camels, she's the one that we want. And enter Rivka. And she does exactly what Eliezer had asked for. She sees him, she rushes over, gives him water, and then takes it upon herself to water his camels. Now, before you think, what's with watering camels, I doubt anyone in here could do what she did, which is carry a big jar of water back and forth to 12 thirsty camels. It was an afternoon's work, but she did it and she wasn't even asked. And Eliezer notices her kindness. And then she invites him home. She invites him to her home, and where he explains his purpose and the sign that he had asked for. We now meet Laban, Rivka's brother. Oh, and he becomes an amazing character in the story. And Bethuel, her father, and they ask her, Laban and Bethuel ask Rivka, what do you want to do? One of the few times in the Torah that a woman is asked what she wants to do, especially when it comes to getting married. And she agrees to marry Yitzchak sight unseen. Coming back, she and Eliezer are coming, and she sees Isaac in the field. She jumps off of her camel. He takes her home, and he loves her. Vaye'ehavena. And it's the first time love is used in the context of two people at this far into the Torah. And he is comforted by her. He's comforted by her over the death of his mother. We then come to the death of Abraham, but before he dies, he marries again. He marries a woman named Keturah, and some suggest that this is Hagar, that she has not gone too far away, but she has remained in the background. And in quick succession, Abraham has 6 more children, and he dies at the ripe old age of 175. Vayamot Abraham b'seva tova zaken v'savea. That he dies at a good old age, content and happy. Ishmael and Isaac come back to bury their father, and the rabbis have a lot to say about that. Modern commentator Meir Shalev asks, are they back to pay honor to Abraham, to honor their father, or to make sure that the old man is really dead? Because Abraham did not treat Ishmael or Isaac all that well, and I would imagine at least one of them had a stake in their bags to put in their father's chest if he wasn't quite dead yet. But that's your Torah portion in a nutshell. I love to read. I read about 150 to 175 books a year. I try to read about 40,000 to 50,000 pages a year. And I love my idea of paradise when I'm entertaining the idea that there is a world after this one, is just to be in a library or a bookstore. And it doesn't matter if it's a new bookstore or a used bookstore, right? That's my idea of paradise. If you've ever been to New York and you were down in the Greenwich Village area and you went to the bookstore, the Strand, that is my ideal, my version of heaven. I'm such a book geek that I will read journals and articles about the publishing industry. That's how much I love to read. And I was reading about a journal called Shelf Awareness, which I think is a beautiful play on words, right? Shelf awareness, self-awareness. There was an indie bookstore not too terribly long ago in Brooklyn, and an employee, not a boss, not an owner, an employee canceled an event with two people, a guy named Josh Leifer and Rabbi Andy Bachman. Leifer had written a book, Tablets Shattered, The End of an American Jewish Century and the Future of Jewish Life. Now, the book's pretty good. I mean, the title is scary, but the book is pretty good. But the employee did not want a Zionist on stage. I don't know who he was talking about because both of them are Zionists. But this, I would imagine a college kid, decided they were going to take matters into their own hands and say, we don't want Zionists here. The store later apologized and rescheduled the event. I'm not quite sure what happened to the employee, though. Recently, French intellectual Bernard-Henri Lévy wrote a book called Israel Alone. Lévy, or BHL as he is known, went to Israel immediately after October 7th last year and wrote a book about his experiences. Shelf Awareness, this journal I was talking about, this trade publication, refused to advertise this book. Now, it wasn't that they were going to take it upon themselves. Bernard-Henri Lévy's publisher, agent and everything sent ads and were going to pay for them to be in this journal. Matt Baldacci, the editor of this, said running the ad might have caused problems and that he has a responsibility to his partners. Now, I'm not quite sure who his partners are. Are his partners the bookstores or his partners writers? Because bookstores only exist because of writers. But he did not want that. He didn't want to advertise Bernard Lévy's book because it might hurt people's feelings. It might offend somebody that a man wrote a book defending Israel. The word Israel now has become too hot a potato, even for a print and a paid ad in a journal. They don't want that. Now, I'm a bit of a pessimist, so I'm wondering if Israel is the word now, how long is it before the word becomes Jew? We don't want to advertise any books that have the word Jew in the title. We don't want to have anything that to do with Jews at all. So if you're writing a book about Judaism, we're not going to advertise it. We're not going to sell it. Bookstores aren't going to carry it. And bookstores are making these decisions now. And it's not just independent bookstores. It's all kinds of bookstores are deciding not to take pro-Israel writers. Publishing houses are trying to get rid of their pro-Israel authors by either not submitting their works for publication or not even acknowledging that the work has been done. Now, this is kind of frightening because this brings Jew hatred now to a whole new level, right? We always understood that the intellectuals were kind of lukewarm about Jews, even the Jewish intellectuals themselves, but now it's becoming overt. Last week, 400 writers pushed for a mass boycott of the entire Israel publishing industry and to boycott any author who would submit a work to Israel to get published. Except for those writers who denounced the genocide happening in Gaza. Well, not quite sure it's a genocide that's going on in Gaza, but why argue the facts with people who have already made up their minds? Even after October 7th, Jewish writers, even before October 7th, in the publishing industry, Jewish writers were already being vilified. Jew hatred meets the intellectual elite. But this is one of those times that we can fight back. And it doesn't require much. It requires going into your local bookstores, whether it's Books A Million up at the mall, a Barnes & Noble in Charleston, even Inner Geek down in Pullman, and ask if they have Bernard Henri Levy's book, Israel Alone. And if they say no, ask why not. If they say it just wasn't on our radar, okay, and ask them if they'll get it. If they just say that we don't want those kinds of books in our store, then you say, you know what? I have a lot of Jewish friends who won't be shopping here because you don't deserve our business. I see you have a lot of books on Palestine, but I don't see what you have on Israel. Where is that? And don't be afraid to do it. Because the more we sit and be complacent about it, the more we order from Amazon, which will carry everything, the more we allow the communities around us to deteriorate. Look, you might not like Levy's style, or you might not like his ideas. I'm a fan of his, but you know what? At least he's writing the books. At least he's making the effort to explain what's been going on. And if you can't get access to it, that's a problem. It's easy, just go. And I'm sure that, Books A Million will say, oh, we don't have it, but we can get it for you. Okay, but why don't you have it? Why isn't it important? This is an award-winning author. This is a person who has written all sorts of books on politics. Why don't you have his book on stock? And see what they say. But the thing is, we have to start buying and reading Jewish books again. We have to start buying them. We have to start making people aware that we want them. Yes, it's easier to read them on a Kindle. Okay, but then you have to buy it from either Amazon or Apple or Barnes & Noble for their readers. That's kind of not quite what we need to be doing. We need to be saying we actually want to see the books in your bookstores. We want to go in there and know that we can find it. Because if you don't have that one, what other ones aren't you going to have? Who else are you censoring? What else are you doing? So you wind up paying $20 instead of $17 by buying it at a local bookstore instead of on Amazon, but you make a statement. We can make a difference. We just have to be willing to let other people know. Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. Maury. Kadoosh. Where would I be without you? Where would I be without you? Kadooshless. All right. Just right where I left it. Should be right where I left it. Here we go. Vayehi erev vayi boker yom hashishi. Vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam. Vayachal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa. Vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa. Vayavarech Elohim et yom hashvi. Vayakadesh oto Kivo Shavat Mikol Melachto, Asher Bara Elohim La'asod. Savri. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, intchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh, Zecher Letziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu Vacharta Viotanu Kidashta Mikol Ha'amim V'Shabbat Kodshecha V'Ahava Uvratzon Inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Please remain standing as we turn to page 282 as we begin to close out with Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tein gedula liotzer reshit, shelo asanu k'toyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot hadama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, Umishachavim umodim Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim Akadosh Baruch Hu Shehu notei shamayim v'yosed haaretz Umoshe v'karo shamayim imal Ushrinatu zo v'govei merovim Hu Eloheinu enod Emet Malkeinu Efesulato, Kakatu B'Torato, V'yadata Hayom B'Hashevota, Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, V'Shamayim B'Mal, V'Yaharetz, V'Tachat Eino. Kakatu b'toratecha Adonai imloch v'olam bo'ed v'nehemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad u'shemo Ushemo Echad. You may be seated. This week we observed the following yard sites. Arthur Wills, Brenda Glick's brother-in-law, Father Art Jr. and Greg. Loretta Glick, Betty Colker's relative. Harold Rudin, married to Z, and their daughter is Vicky. Sandra Silverstein, mother of Marla Balaclaw. Leon Howard Hartz, Maury's great uncle. Brennan Katz, brother-in-law of Bernice Stern. Charles Levy, Bob's nephew, husband of Stella Reich Levy, father of Alan and Roger. Sarah R. Mazo, relative of Stephen Jacobson. Gnesia Blanchard, friend of Valerie White. Simone Cherokee Klopp, Miranda's aunt. Karen Sue May Glick, David's wife, Shelley's mother. Howard Steinberg, Jack's father, and Sally Hayflick's father. Mary Helene Stout, mother of Suzanne Hartz. Harold Strauss, Ida's husband, Beth's father. Georgiana J. Ashheim, Ethel Levine, friend, a relative of Ethel Levine. Ann Benenson, Dennis Hamill's aunt. Jacob Levine, Milton's father. Alan Solov, relative of Jason. Harry Angel, husband of Doris, father of Candy and Charlotte. Walter E. Wilkins, Al Wilkins' relative. Isidore Bernstein, husband of Anna, related to Pauline Kaplan's grandmother. Sarah Skoll, Barrett's mother. Victor Winston, Bell's husband, father of Robert. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life eternal. May their memories be a blessing to us all, and may they always rest in peace. Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 294. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Me Rabba, Be'alma Divrach Hirute, V'amlik Malchute, B'chayechon, V'yomechon, Uv'chayed, D'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, V'zman Kariv, V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mivorach Leolam Lamei Maya. V'yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitbar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal. Shmei Kudusha Brichu. Le'lam Yinko Birchata V'shirata. Tushbachata V'nechamata. Damiram Belma V'yimru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya. V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru. Amen. Oseh Shalom Imramav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru. Amen. You may be seated. It is birthday and anniversary Shabbat, and I don't know, November, not a big month for birthdays and no anniversaries, but we have Herman Glazer having a birthday, Ed Gellen, Rhonda Hyman, and Maxine Yeged. All of them have birthdays, and if you want to come up for your candy bar. Okay, Ed says no. I want to make sure everybody sees Ed saying no. He's going to be the only one who is not taking a candy bar, but we don't need them. Maybe I'll
Can
start.
we divide it?
I don't know who the we is because,
All of us.
yeah, because nobody takes it. I get it.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but happy birthday, Ed, and many, many, many more happy ones. All right, a couple of quick announcements. Services tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And then again on Sunday at 9. Sunday afternoon, no classes this week or next week. But at 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, we have the Silverstein Memorial Service. And that it will also have a luncheon or a reception afterwards. And then I think it's a quiet week.
Just for the future, December 15th, Sunday evening, 5:30 will be our semi-annual congregational meeting. It's not a dinner, but Sunday, December 15th.
Sunday, December 15th. Speaking of December, December 20th, that weekend, that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you want to keep open. We're having Cantor Beth is coming up, and she'll be here Friday night doing a service for the tiny humans along with me, and then she'll be leading services here. Saturday morning, we'll be having a lunch and learn. And then Saturday night, we'll be having an entertainment, an evening of song. How did you tell it? Song, fun, and song, entertainment, and fun. And so we'll be sending out a save the date and a reminder card. For that, you're going to have to reserve because there will be food. And then on Sunday, we're going to have a family Hanukkah event. And so it's open to anybody with family, so you can come, but you're also going to have to register for that because there will be a project that you'll be doing. You'll take it home with you, and so we want to make sure that we have enough of everything. That's December 20th, an evening or a weekend with Cantor Beth. I'm thrilled, can't you tell? But no, she's coming back, and we're looking forward to that. And I think that's it for the near future. Then Hanukkah's coming, and we'll do stuff for that, I guess. No, Hanukkah's, what?
Thanksgiving's coming.
Okay, Thanksgiving's coming. What are we doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm going to my brother's to eat.
David, of course, eat. I mean, David, what are we doing for February 15th? Eating. See, I mean, it's not the 14th, but the 15th. That's when you get the candy on sale. Okay, and tonight after services, there's an oneg, and it was Marilyn and Nancy who stepped in. Melanie wasn't feeling well today, and so there's still an oneg. All right, that's about it. Those of you who are traveling for Thanksgiving, be safe. Gegesind and Kumgesind, right? And the Mumaloshon, go in health and come back in health. And let's close out on page 322. Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach. B'terem kol yitzir nivra. Li'et nasa v'chefso kol. Azai melech shemo nikra. V'yacharei tiklot hakol. Levado yimloch nora. V'hu haya v'hu hoveh. V'hu yihye b'tifara. V'hu echad v'ein sheni. Laham shelo lahachbira. B'li reshit b'li tachlit. V'lo ha'os v'ha'misra. V'hu eli v'chai go'ali. V'tor hebli b'yetzara. V'hu nisi umanosli. Menat kosi biyomer kra biyahado apid ruchi biyeti shan biyahira bim ruchi geviyati Adonai li velo ira. All right, let's see who says hello via the intertubes. I see some people there. We have G. David T. D. Grant David Tate out of Florida. Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. Take care, stay warm and safe all. Thank you, GDT, and you be well. There's Mom. Shabbat Shalom to all from Rabbi's mom and Cliff from snowy and cold Pennsylvania. They got 6 or 8 inches last night there. Stay warm and safe. Sarah Einstein. Sarah, how are you? Thank you for the sermon. I have stories to tell when I see you next. All right, well, come and visit. Heather Watts, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Heather. Send you. And Grant GDT is back. Someone say eat. David. Hope David Glick and everyone has something good to enjoy for Shabbat. David, everybody's worried about you. Thankful personally for these services and chanting intertubes. Shabbat Shalom all. Thank you, GDT. Same to you. All right, friends, enjoy this weather. If you don't enjoy it, at least survive it, please. Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom, and please be safe out there.
Yeah, I may not see you for a long time once winter comes.
Okay.
I might see you next time.